is undefeated in his young campaign of the Squared Circle. The popular media sensation and the undefeated boxer known as Jake Paul.
The baddest man on the planet.
One of the most devastating heavyweight KO punchers of all times. Iron Mike Tyson.
Count to 10, y'all choose the judges. Let's touch them up.
Hostile task. The referee will have to really be on the...
Like a body, then that left hook kind of landed.
That was a shot.
Right hand, maybe the side of the back, Jake Paul up.
Oh, right hand to the body, another hip-hop OG, Snoop Dogg, and look at this.
Nice combination.
I'm a little bit.
Uppercut from Jake Paul. Back
Too slow on his feet. Well, he was already set up right there.
That was
a nice 1-2 there. That was a solid 1-2 by...
Forward remains. Just blocked 1 minute rounds.
Or so Willie just doesn't seem comfortable in there. He took a right hand from
liver and upstairs with that left hook, and there's a little of that bobbing weaving, of course.
Good exchange there in the inside. That was a pretty good uppercut, but that was pretty...
Up and not take no big hits, but keep it in tight like that.
But is it entertaining and exciting for...
He can't let Mike get...
Skills of some of the greatest MMA strikers ever, including Ed Banner. Like some of them. There's a double left hook by Tyson.
He can't let Mike get settled with the right hand.
That was a move and a half. He went real low. That was a low rider move right there.
A very good uppercut, and then trying to utilize the footwork, the speed up.
And of course, the mistake he made in the first fight. Don't square up.
With his head movement, miss shots and make him pay. Classic.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great night of sports and entertainment, courtesy of GES Boxing.
Let's get the official decision now as Jake Paul gets his 8th professional win.
One, and he came out and he did it.
Okay, I'll come in the room after. Luke, when are you ready? Buck!
And we've had an accidental headbutt. I heard
Jake Paul seems pretty relaxed.
Okay, because I'm like, you can't run it.
I don't want any more of this.
My uncles is out there fighting right now.
Yeah.
You still got it?
Well, there's a double, triple jab with Mike Tyson.
he does.
Referee encouraging them. 2 legends left.
Would this be a round?
Absolutely. Let's add even more drama, vivid descriptions, and in-depth narrative to capture every intense moment and emotional beat from this legendary fight. On the unforgettable night of November 15th, 2024, at the massive AT&T Stadium, boxing fans and celebrities from every corner of the world gathered to witness a showdown of epic proportions. The arena was electric, buzzing with an energy that felt like pure adrenaline coursing through the air. This was not just another boxing match. It was the collision of two worlds. On one side stood Jake Paul, the brash, self-proclaimed bad boy of boxing, who had turned the sport on its head with his social media following and surprising in-ring skill. On the other side, the one and only Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, a legend who had already carved his name into the annals of boxing history decades ago. From the moment fans filed into the stadium, it was clear this would be a spectacle unlike any other. Seated ringside were boxing legends like Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, icons who could hardly miss the chance to see this unlikely matchup with their own eyes. Cameras flashed incessantly, capturing not only the fighters, but also the star-studded crowd, which included A-list celebrities, athletes, and influencers. Every pair of eyes in the arena was fixed on the ring, every heartbeat synchronized in anticipation. This was history in the making. As the lights dimmed and the announcer's voice boomed, Jake Paul entered first, his entrance flanked by flashing lights and pounding music. He was the picture of confidence, his head held high as he strolled to the ring, wearing a custom robe emblazoned with his nickname, the Problem Child. The crowd roared with mixed reactions, cheers from his loyal fans, boos from the skeptics, and a palpable tension from everyone waiting to see if he truly belonged in the same ring as Mike Tyson. Jake reveled in it all, raising his fists to the crowd, his smile unwavering. He was on a mission to prove that he could not only talk the talk, but also walk the walk. Then came Tyson. The atmosphere shifted as soon as his music started. No need for theatrics, no showboating, just pure presence. At 58 years old, Tyson had nothing left to prove to anyone. He was a legend in every sense of the word, and the crowd could feel the weight of his legacy as he walked down the aisle. His gaze was steady, his expression calm. There was a quiet intensity in his eyes, a laser focus that reminded everyone of the unstoppable force he once was. His aura radiated power and experience. At that moment, it was clear to everyone that Tyson wasn't here for a paycheck or publicity. He was here to remind the world of who he was and what he could still do. As the two men stood face to face in the center of the ring, the atmosphere was thick with tension. The referee went through the instructions, but both fighters were locked in their own mental games. Jake exuding youthful confidence and Tyson emanating a seasoned calm. When the bell finally rang, the crowd collectively held its breath, knowing that anything could happen. Jake opened the first round with his signature footwork, bouncing on his toes and throwing light jabs to test Tyson's range and reaction. His movements were quick and calculated, showing that he trained meticulously for this night. But Tyson remained unfazed. Moving with deliberate precision, he stalked Jake, his eyes sharp and focused, studying Jake's every move. For a man past his prime, Tyson's movements were deceptively graceful, like a predator circling its prey, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Jake's jabs landed, but they barely seemed to register with Tyson. For all his bravado, Jake's punches didn't carry the sting they did against other opponents. By the end of the first round, Jake's face showed a glimmer of concern as he realized that Tyson's calm exterior was more than mere confidence. It was dominance. Tyson hadn't even thrown many punches, but his presence alone was enough to keep Jake on high alert. The second round saw Jake trying to assert himself, throwing combinations aimed at Tyson's body, hoping to chip away at the older fighter's endurance. He was faster, no doubt, but every time Jake landed a punch, Tyson simply nodded in acknowledgement, as if to say, "Is that all you've got?" Then, like a flash, Tyson lunged forward and landed a short, devastating left hook that sent a shockwave through the crowd. Jake stumbled, momentarily dazed by the power he'd just tasted. The arena erupted. Tyson's power was still very real. As the third round began, the crowd was on the edge of their seats. The younger fighter's footwork was starting to show signs of wear as Tyson continued to close the distance. Jake was doing everything in his power to keep the fight at range, hoping to leverage his height and reach advantage. But Tyson was a master at slipping inside his opponent's reach, inching closer with each step, reading Jake's every movement like an open book. Jake's attempts to stay out of reach were becoming increasingly desperate. By the end of the round, Jake had realized he was in for a war. The fourth round brought a pivotal shift. Jake, fueled by the roaring crowd, landed a clean right hand that snapped Tyson's head back. For a moment, it seemed like Jake might actually turn the tide. The fans erupted, sensing the possibility of an upset. But Tyson's response was a chilling grin, a silent message that Jake had only managed to awaken the beast within. With renewed ferocity, Tyson went on the offensive, closing the distance and landing brutal body shots that echoed through the arena. Each punch seemed to sap Jake's energy, and the crowd gasped at the sound, the visceral force of each shot sending shivers down their spines. As the fight progressed, Jake's confidence was visibly shaken. In round 5, Tyson ramped up the intensity, cornering Jake against the ropes, cutting off any chance of escape. Every time Jake tried to clinch, Tyson broke free, punishing him with vicious hooks and uppercuts that left Jake reeling. Jake's supporters could only watch in horror as the younger fighter struggled to stay afloat. The once cocky demeanor was gone, replaced by a look of desperation as he realized he was facing not just a fighter, but a living legend. Round 6 marked a turning point. Jake was now running on fumes, his once quick footwork slowed to a crawl. Tyson, in stark contrast, seemed to grow stronger, his punches sharper and more devastating with each passing second. The crowd sensed it too, the inevitable knockout looming closer with every exchange. Near the end of the round, Tyson delivered a brutal right uppercut that snapped Jake's head back, leaving him dazed and unsteady. The audience could feel it. This fight was reaching its crescendo. When round 7 began, it was clear Jake had little left in the tank. His legs wobbled, his defenses were shaky, and Tyson, smelling blood, moved in for the finish. With a series of precise, powerful punches, Tyson cornered Jake against the ropes and unleashed a final, thunderous left hook that sent Jake crashing to the canvas. The arena exploded into chaos, fans leaping to their feet, some screaming, others too stunned to react. The referee began the count, his voice reverberating through the arena. as Jake struggled to rise, his face etched with exhaustion and defeat. But it was over. Tyson had won by knockout in the 7th round, sealing his legacy yet again. As the referee called the fight, the stadium erupted into absolute pandemonium. Fans hugged, screamed, and shared the moment on social media, where reactions poured in from around the world. Tyson's fans rejoiced, celebrating the triumphant return of their hero, while Jake's supporters were left grappling with the reality of his defeat. For Tyson, the victory was a testament to his enduring power, a reminder to the world that even at 58, he was still a force to be reckoned with. For Jake, it was a harsh lesson in the unforgiving nature of the sport, and for everyone who witnessed the fight, it was a night they would never forget, a moment where two worlds collided, where old-school power met new-age bravado, and where legacy ultimately triumphed over ambition. That in the days that followed, analysts dissected every round, every punch, marveling at Tyson's tactical brilliance and Jake's surprising resilience. The fight had sparked conversations about legacy, determination, and the true spirit of boxing. Tyson's performance had silenced critics, reminding fans everywhere why he was once known as the baddest man on the planet. And while Jake had shown courage, the night belonged to Tyson, a champion who had once again claimed his throne. What were your thoughts on this historic showdown? Did you see Tyson's knockout coming, or were you caught by surprise? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Knockout Updates for the latest updates. This was more than just a fight. It was a testament to the spirit of boxing, a sport where anything can happen, and where legends are born and reborn.